on stage, thousands of people, Ashton Kutcher, cameras, live streams.
There's that human instinct, fight or flight. I was thinking to myself, this opportunity is too big to even afford to be nervous right now. Like,
So it's good to have you back.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back.
Josh from Chune.
Yes.
Do you know what? It actually even wasn't all that long ago that you were on the show.
It wasn't.
It feels like a lifetime.
It does feel like a lifetime.
Probably for you, because so much has happened.
Yes, yes. It feels like a lot has happened in a very, very short amount of time. And they're going to see the transition from the previous video.
Yeah. That's crazy, though.
Yes.
Because me and Ben, and now we're sitting at the WeWork Creator Awards, and obviously Ashton Kutcher's up on stage, like, I want something to pitch, and everyone's a bit like, what? And then a lady went up, and she wasn't all that prepared.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm going to pick someone else. And then I felt I'm too much of a softie. I felt bad for her. I was like, oh, shit. Like, there's fucking Josh here. And I didn't feel bad for her at all. But you nailed it, though.
Thank you, sir.
And that's pressure.
Yeah.
Like, people say going into VC meetings is pressure.
Yeah.
On stage, thousands of people, Ashton Kutcher, cameras, live streams.
There's that human instinct, fight or flight. I was thinking to myself, this opportunity is too big to even afford to be nervous right now. Like, I just said, I looked over the crowd, not at the crowd, I looked over them. I just spoke as if I was speaking to myself. But I've said that pitch 100 times in my mind. So it was almost like it was almost like a screenplay. I just said what I've rehearsed, basically. But it always comes across genuine because I actually believe.
Yeah, 100% genuine. It didn't seem like it was something you had scripted. It was something that came from the heart, which is nice. But when he turned around and he started asking you questions, was that something that was a bit, have you had people throw questions at you like that?
To be honest, I've just, like, every single point in this journey has been building me up to that point where I've just been studying and learning from the greats, that there wasn't really a question that he could have thrown me about my company that I wouldn't be able to answer, because he's questioning me about my company. So if I'm CEO and entrepreneur of my own company, how can somebody outside ask me a question that I don't know? So it was all about just being ready and just making sure that you showed the crowd that you were confident in what you're speaking about. And I'm just happy it worked out the way it did, because yeah, it
was brilliant. And so afterwards, because no one knows what happens afterwards, did you get a chance to talk to him? He actually pointed at someone else and said, talk to this guy.
Yes.
Who, I don't even know who was
he pointed to a guy that I'm not in touch with right now, unfortunately, but he pointed to a guy that could help me get let's say artists on my platform, because even from what I'd said, he understood that getting artists on the platform was important. So it was just a case of just really trying to own the moment. But when it came to talking to that guy, I was too overwhelmed. Like, I was too overwhelmed. Like, I couldn't focus on trying to make connects at that point. But we've made certain connects off of the back of, like, the social media hype and stuff. So it's just been a good look.
And investment wise, is it Ashton Kutcher or is it WeWork or who?
I'm not too sure. I think Ashton Kutcher is now a WeWork influencer, because he's not like, I was aware Ashton made the jump from from movies to tech, and I think he's just a WeWork influencer now. So I think it's maybe Ashton Kutcher giving through WeWork, because they gave us the free office space for the year, which is for me personally the biggest win of the whole.
I seen you put up on Instagram doing the tour and stuff like that. It was Square.
It wasn't like David. Like, it's like, I feel like it's a movie, mate. Like, I can't believe, like, when they told me about the office space and they showed me the tour, that is the biggest win.
That's a year.
It's a year's free office space. Like whenever you're doing this entrepreneurial stuff, you always knew it's gonna get to this point at some point, or you hope it does. But to finally have it manifest in the real world, it's very, very humbling, and it's just testament to when you fall in love with something. I feel like the universe kind of wants you to win, as long as you just fall in love with something, you just keep on going. I just can't wait to get back to work, and now I need the CTO to, like, just accelerate it, and I'm just looking forward to getting to work, really. That's what I want to do.
So how far, right, product wise?
Yes.
Beta version of the app?
Yes.
How far to it being a complete, like, 100%
public
product? Yeah. How like, once you hire a CTO, how far off do you think that is?
I think if I had a CTO today that was talented, I could have this released on the App Store next week. Like, there's literally the beta right now is 80% of what I would consider a respectable first release of a product. It's just little kinks that I know will just cause. So my retention numbers went up and they went down. If I can solve these issues I know I need to solve, when it curves out with the next spike, I know it will be like a flatter curve. So I don't want to get all of that traction that I know we will when we launch, and watch it dip when I know that if I just solve this before I launch this specific issue, that we would retain more users, that's more steadily. So we are ridiculously close to a public launch, which is so frustrating. That's why I'm trying to get the talent in as soon as possible. But I've been setting a couple names, as well as meeting a couple of CTOs that are interested in the opportunity, and yeah, we're just looking forward to just finding the right talent.
Are they existing CTOs you're looking at, or people that are just techie you want to make CTO? What's the
the term CTO actually doesn't. The term CTO, I don't want to get into that boring stuff, but I'm just looking to someone who can like code as well as I can design. That we can join at the hip. And yeah, once I find a guy that I can just like marry with Chune, and he's just as passionate as me, then I just feel like there's no stopping us. Like, I just feel like at this point we have a product that sells itself, so we just need to capitalize on all of the hype, and that's the most frustrating thing at the moment. It's just it's such a pivotal moment in the company that we can't rush it. We need to take it slowly, which is frustrating because
you want to get there quick.
You want to get there quick, and it's hard for me to market Chune at the moment because we're in a period of stagnation. So I can't really just shout about it. But when we get that talent, 2019, we're really gonna take it off.
We follow each other on Twitter, right? So
best friends. That's my best friend.
Shit ton of support, not just from me and Startup Fan, but like, who are they? Are they mates? Are they believers in Chune? Anytime you put out anything, it's just, you just have shit tons of people going, I'll support you, I believe in you, I know you can do it. That's amazing to have that, because not everyone, because it's a lonely journey, like being.
It is a lonely journey.
Like, I have those people.
Like Gary Vee always talks about like this social entrepreneur, like nothing. What do they call it? Like influencer scene. For me, I knew that building a presence online was important because it would obviously be in support of your company. So I focused early. I was building, the support I have is an accumulation of me putting out good content for like months. So I targeted graduates, trying to be the graduate guy. Okay, here's all the tips, because I've been through the system, so I knew I had a lot of knowledge that I could help them. And then I just genuinely just tried to be transparent, as well as supportive, and basically all of the supports come from people that have in some way profited off of me, because I've been open source with all the knowledge I've had. So it's just been an accumulation of this guy, seeing this guy's actually just giving out free content and free advice, and it's obviously coming from a guy that's reputable. And the reason we've had the support up until now is because they've just seen it. They've seen it from literally a little cute pink app a pink brand on Twitter at 200 followers. They've seen it all the way up to 1,500 plus, and they've seen investment on stage. And especially coming from the demographic that I do, being a black entrepreneur, we don't necessarily do it as quickly and as professionally as I've done it. And I feel like that's just testament to just the years of learning I've put into just the tech scene in general. Like, I really, really love this stuff, so it comes across in my work. So
you can see it.
It's not like I'm looking at the camera now. I don't bullshit. like for me, like whenever people try to sell themselves like the way I'm doing, like it always comes across like I'm just trying to win as wholesomely as I can and just document as much as I can, so that anybody who is following me or supporting me can see what a journey to success looks like. I want to blow, but do it in front of everybody. Like that's never been done before. Like not the way I've done it. Like someone, because some of my friends on Snapchat who follow me from way back have seen this idea go from sketches and me just speaking about it to all the way it is now, and I can't stop now. Like sometimes I feel like maybe it comes across as showing off or stuff like that. But for people who really supported me from day one, they know it's just like I've committed to documenting, so I have to keep documenting. Like,
of course.
So it might be like, oh, he's the guy on Twitter that just keeps talking about how he's doing well and stuff. But I'm just committed to documenting it, and I know I'm helping as well. As like I can't give to them as much as I could before, because my friend made me understand that I need to stop trying to give to these people in terms of like content, because I'm building a social media. Like that's ultimately what I'm trying to give. So my focus is switched from influencer stuff and focusing on really, really trying to build an amazing product. That's going to help more people at scale once you build that out. Yeah, and ultimately, as Chune grows, I grow concurrently. and I grow, Chune grows concurrently. So it's just yeah, I think naming myself Uncle Chune was the best decision I've ever made in my life.
Time.
My friend gave me the name. It's funny because before I was on 600 followers when he gave me the name. I was thinking about how am I going to build a presence online because I can see how it was benefiting some of my friends. They had loads of support. So if I can get that much support for myself or for my brand, that'll be very, very helpful. So then I was like, how am I going to make a name for myself online? Like, because I'm doing a madness, but nobody knows I'm building like this app. Then he called me Uncle Chune as a joke, and I was like, that's perfect.
It is spot on.
Perfect. Like, it's exactly like, and when I had that name, I just knew I could push that content. I could be myself, because Uncle's obviously coming from like my traditional sides of like Africa and stuff, and Chune, but it just showed, like, it was just the perfect name. And yeah, even though I've taken a break from social media in that respect, I just know that we've built a loyal fan base there that I can now focus on building a product. And yes,
everyone watching this show, right? Everybody watching the show wants to build that loyal following, right? And it comes easy to some people because of what they do, right? Like Startup Fan it grew because we interviewed 1,200 whatever it is founders, right? So they become brand advocates, they become fans, their friends become fans, and it's quite natural.
Network effects, yeah.
But what advice would you give to people watching that maybe don't have something like that want to build their brand online, personal brand, not even business? I'm not. It's funny. I'm not a marketing guy, and I really just. You act like one.
Yeah,
you market yourself and Chune like gold.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. We heard that. Really, I think I'm not a marketing person, but the way I look at it is that I really try to scan. Before I started doing this, I scanned Twitter, Instagram, and all these socials for like a couple months, just trying to understand why is it that whenever certain people speak, they always do numbers. Why am I always seeing? And I just started to understand that everybody online has niches and subsections. Like everybody online is just a picture on the internet, and we all have different subsections. So Startup Van is a green logo. You guys talk about startups, specifically startups, and I was like, okay, I'm a black entrepreneur. That I know I've got the talent, the skill, and the charisma to connect with people. But how do I stand out? So I just thought, I just basically, sometimes it's easy because certain people can easily transmit their personalities online.
Yeah.
And I feel like that has helped me a lot. I've just tried to be myself. Every time I win in the real world, I always try and portray that as a story that I know will give value to somebody else. And that's just been the process. I've just been living my life and just trying to be given value based off of I haven't really tried to build a following. All I know is that I've just focused on actually doing a madness in the real world, and then whatever happens, then I communicate back to them. Like, I'm not I'm not an influencer at all, but the people have called me a micro influencer. But I would even say, I would still say I'm a different kind because I'm building something, and I only really feel to communicate to these people when I feel like I've got something to say. Like, I'm not really trying to. So any advice I would give, I would just consistency. Talk about something you're passionate about, and because if you're not passionate about it, then it will come across like your content will be lame.
Big time.
Like, your content's got to be good. Like, if you're not doing I think it's as clear cut as this. If you're not getting the numbers you want online, you're either targeting the wrong niches, or your content's just not good.
I do see people that, and I say see people because I fell for it, but you read these things that you need to post X amount of times a day, right? And I've done it, not Startup Fan because that's just gold anyway, but personal brand. You go in and you have to post, and then it comes at say 3 or 4 o'clock and you haven't posted, so you're sitting there going, what am I going to post about? And that's when it gets a bit shit. Is when you feel like there's different strategies. Like, some people do, like, obviously the more you tweet, the more impressions you get, just as like a mathematical rule. But some people just do it like they schedule tweets and stuff. Yeah,
now, if you're a big brand, I understand that. But if you're like a small micro influencer, I just don't think you should be doing that stuff, because your followers will see what you're doing, and they will just lose that relationship with you. Like, if I see you tweeting 40 times a day, like, do you actually believe in what you're saying, or are you just regurgitating information you scrape from the internet? Like, 40 times a day, why are you? We know you're scheduling it. So for me, I lose certain connections to people who do that. Like,
of course.
For people like me, whatever I say comes from the belly. Like, my most successful tweets have always just come, not even for me trying to go viral. It's just always just come from like, I've felt deeply angry, upset, or passionate about this, and I just wanted to put this out. And they can see that. Like people who read tweets can see that. Like for me, I personally, it depends on what kind of brand you're trying to build. If you're trying to really, really connect to people on like a human level, like you're building like a social product, I wouldn't say do scheduled tweets. Like all of my content's sporadic, but I make sure it's tailored to whoever's following me at the moment. So I know the people who are following me are just a combination of future leaders, aspiring entrepreneurs, like recent graduates, probably dropouts. So I'm just tailoring my content to them. Like, and my follower count is irrelevant to me. I don't really care. Like, I just know it will grow as I, basically, people who follow me from the start, as my Twitter account has grown, they people who've met me can see that I've grown personally as well. It's not just for online clout or whatever. As I grow in the real world, my socials grow. Like, it's just concurrent. Like,
you have more engagement than people with 100 times your following.
Potentially,
we see it all the time. We see people all the time with huge Twitter accounts, verified Twitter accounts, massive Twitter accounts, and you've way more engagement than people with 100 times the following.
I guess I'm a real person. Like I've put my face online a couple of times. Like they know who I am. Like I've made myself very, very. I'm a slut with these tech meetups. I go to every single one. Like whenever my community is doing an event, I always go there just to make sure that even if I'm not tweeting, they see me and they know who I am. So just to make sure that I'm in the scene somehow. But when you get to a certain point, people lose connection with you because then you're not relatable. But I know when I build a successful company and I've done it in front of everybody, I will have such a loyal support because they've seen my DP change and incrementally grow as a person. So you can't hate on somebody like me doing what I'm doing, because all I've done is win wholesomely and try and help in any way I can, because I don't owe my followers anything. I thank you. I really, really deeply thank them for supporting me, but I give out of the kindness of my heart. I don't have to give, but I give it out of the kindness of my heart.
And you know what?
Because I wish somebody had done that for me. I always say to myself, I wish I could have seen myself from the outside perspective, because I only know what it looks like from inside of my own head. Like people who said the ascendancy has been crazy, I can kind of gauge it, but because I've still got so much to do, I can't really get excited about it.
Yeah, you hold a record, you know that? A startup fan record, you know what it is?
What? Really?
Yeah, you do. So you're the entrepreneur that we've interviewed twice, but at closest time together, because so much shit's happened. We just
Wavy.
Dude, thank you so much. Can't wait to catch up again. Yeah. Good.
Wavy.